and see if we can get it up working again. If you guys don't know, ComfyUI just doesn't work anymore. I mean, the old one didn't work anymore. Z image stopped working. What's the other one? WAM didn't work. LTX, nothing worked. So I'm going to install it. Now I'm on Fedora, so I'm going to show you how you can install it 3 different ways. So we're going to, there's actually more ways you can do it, but some of them are related. So I'll show you how I was running it previously. I was using, for the longest time, I was using, what do you call it? Oh my gosh, I can speak. I was using system-wide packages, meaning everything was from the Fedora repositories, except for ComfyUI, of course. And then after a while, because the stuff from Fedora repositories, except for ROCm, it doesn't have like Onyx Runtime or Triton. It doesn't have the hardware. It only does CPU, so that's basically useless. So I then destroyed that virtual environment, and I used the one for I just used wheels. So the wheels a little bit bigger, but I think I also had a ROCm 6.3 because that's the last one that supports the GPU. I mean, officially. Okay. So, but in the past, I've actually done ROCm 7.2, I believe, 7.1, or using Rawhide. We're going to use Rawhide again. We're going to use Distrobox, by is what I'm trying to say. So this way, we're not going to mark up our system. We are going to, you might be saying, hey, where did you find this space? Well, because I got rid of ComfyUI, I got rid of a whole bunch of models that didn't work. I found some space. I think I have 72 gigs of space. I also did a lot of investigation, and I found out that you can actually load the models from a mechanical disk. So it's been super cold today, sorry. So that's another option. So we'll see if we can get ComfyUI working. I also want to try out a new model. Model was just released very recently. I think it's called Bugu or Bug or Bogi or whatever, Bugu. So maybe we'll try that one out. I think there should be some gig ups right now. If not, we'll get a small model just to test out, make sure ComfyUI is working. So this topic was actually inspired because when I woke up in the morning, I woke up pretty early today. One of my viewers requested that I do a install of ComfyUI. So I was thinking, yeah, I haven't done anything with ComfyUI for several months now. So this is going to be a very comprehensive way if you're having issues on Fedora or any Linux distro, even if you're not using Linux, you should be able to do everything. Of course, you won't have Distrobox because Distrobox is Linux only, but it's essentially just Podman. So you should be able to follow along whether you have Docker or Podman or any other type of container. It should be straightforward. All right. The only other thing is also that since we're talking about containers, I got inspired. So if you see here, I have this QR code. That's for my book. It's called The Solvent Business. If you want to read more about it, the QR code goes right to the Amazon page, or if you go to jumbo.com, you see there's books here. There's 3 categories. There's business books, that's where it is. There's coding books such as Blender, Python API, lifestyle books. This is my latest book, which is it's about layouts. Oops, I don't know what happened there. Yeah, the layout-proof tech worker. So if you're struggling, if you're worried about losing your job or anything like that, I highly recommend getting this book. It will show you how you can survive in a little less worry about getting laid off. Just prepare. The funny thing is, it actually reminds me of my mother. My mother, she's a retired now. She's been retired for a while. It's been a very long time. I remember, as far as I knew, she was a nurse. She always had like a full-time job as a nurse. She always had a part-time job, and then she had a casual job, and then she also worked with an agency. Agencies are basically, I think agencies basically died out in the 90s. They used to be super popular. I don't know if they're really that popular anymore. I guess yeah, they're not, because people now just hire casual or whatever instead. Anyway, so what would happen is, if a hospital closed or something, my mother, because that job she had as a part-time job would become the full-time job. She was basically almost working full-time hours anyway, and then she would, get another part-time job, so that is something which I think her generation was probably the last generation where you could have like a job for life. If you guys are younger than me, you probably don't even know what that is. But yeah, people used to have jobs for life, right? So whether you worked in a factory or you worked in the automotive industry, any job really, doesn't matter what company it was, whether it's retail, whatever, you have a job for life. That's long gone. I used to tell my mother like those. You're probably the last generation. I turned out to be right. So that's another prediction. Anyway, let's get on to this. Before we continue, I'd like to remind you that you should subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments. It really helps out the channel. I'd like to thank everyone who subscribed so far this month. We're another record month for gaining subscribers. Let's keep it up. I'd like to thank everybody who subscribed so far. Now, I will show you the intro, which is the Sobin way. Okay, so every creative professional knows the terror of dependency hell. You install one Python library for an AI project, and suddenly your entire desktop environment collapses. This is exactly the technical fragility that the Solvent Business, that's my book, Modernizing Your Infrastructure with Podman Containers, warns against on page after page. The book defines this as a bare metal trap, where installing software directly onto your operating system creates a snowflake server that is impossible to replicate and terrifying to update. That's exactly what I did when I was using uh, the the uh, the system-wide packages. The solution is not another fragile installation guide. The solution is encapsulation via Distrobox containers running on Podman. The stability paradox is a central conflict facing every self-hosted creator. You need a rock-solid operating system for daily reliability. You also need bleeding-edge AI tools that demand the latest libraries and drivers. So you might say, what, you're going to use Rawhide? Are you insane? Well, there's a reason, because Rawhide comes with ROCm, they said 7.2. I'm using Fedora 44 that comes with 7.1. Now, service AMD does support both of them. So, however, obviously 7.2 has some performance improvements as well. So, we'll get into that later. So, chapter 6 of the Sovereign Business identifies the exact dilemma and introduces Distrobox as a secret weapon that resolves it. Force installing cutting-edge tools on stable OS leads to configuration drift. That drift creates update dread, where you avoid critical security patches because the risk of breaking a manual hack is higher than the risk of a cyber attack. This tutorial demonstrates that the framework in action with ComfyUI and your AMD GPU. Now you can follow along with obviously NVIDIA GPU and other types of GPU, I think Intel as well. Obviously, most of this AI stuff is geared towards NVIDIA, but the concepts are still the same. I'm going to focus on AMD GPU. That's what I have right now. Of course, I still have my old NVIDIA GTX 950, only has 2 gigs of VRAM, so that's essentially useless. I think even my integrated graphics card is probably better, except it doesn't have CUDA, but that's about it. All right, so I'm going to segue and let you guys know about my freelancing website, jamboservices.com. So if you need help with AI, automation, integration, e-commerce, you can get a free no obligation quote out of jamboservices.com. And if you want to check out my latest app, it's called Mouseless. It's available on Google Play. So there's two versions. There's a core edition. Basically, anywhere you get your food. If there's a barcode, you can scan it, and if you allow it, tell you how many miles it took to get to your current location. And then there's a local list edition, does the same thing as a core edition, except there's an extra feature where if there's a farm or another type of grocery store, supermarket that sells the same or similar item, it will let you know, and you can go pick it up there, because that's why the app is called Miles Less. So you want to pick things which are closer to you. For me, for example, I'm surrounded by farms or farmers around here. I actually buy my food from a local farmer, so I know where my food comes from. I can literally go, and she lets me, I can, not necessarily, I don't want to say inspect, but I can see literally where my food comes from. So that's very, very, very important to me. Okay, so you can read the rest of the article on jambo.com. It's ojambo.com. The link is also in the description. Okay, so I'm going to just now to get started, obviously just follow this simple instructions. Make sure you install Distrobox, Fedora, and Podman. Pretty straightforward. I don't think I have Distrobox. I might have to install it. I probably haven't used it in a while, so I'll install it. Think of Distrobox as obviously it's just a wrapper around Podman, but instead of, for example, getting a virtual machine, you can basically just use Distrobox. It's just it just makes it easier. Of course, you could also use plain Podman, or for example, even a Podman desktop. You can run it. You can run them that way. But Distrobox just makes it easy, and really easy in that you can also actually, Fedora does make it even easier, so I shouldn't really say that. But the reason I like Distrobox is it just you can just have things running much smoother, and you see how easy that is. So basically, just create the environment. You say, for example, whatever version of Fedora you want, and then you can enter, just enter and run. So what else is here? So and then to install ComfyUI, if you're gonna use, so you need Python, of course. Now, I don't know any Linux distro, at least one of here to the desktop that doesn't come with Python, and some older ones might have Python 2, but I think Fedora is one of the first to get rid of Python 2. Just it's now 3. So you need 3. Now, the great thing about ComfyUI, as you guys know, I've been using Python 3.14 for close to a year now. I was actually surprised it works no problem, even though some other applications like Easy Diffusion and SD.next, they don't support Python 3.13 or 3.14, but ComfyUI, as soon as I upgraded to Python 43 and then 44, no problems running Python 3.14. Okay. The only problem I had was I was not able to download some of the wheels, because I guess I think what do you call it? AMD was, they do support it now, but they didn't before. So that was so I had to install like Python 3.12 or something. But these days everything works fine with Python 3.14, so you shouldn't have a problem. All right, and then obviously you clone the ComfyUI from Comfy Anonymous on GitHub, and that's it. And you just pip install requirements, and you should be good to go. Now for GPU pass-through, there's a couple ways you can. There's a couple ways you can do it. I believe Distrobox does it automatically, so you don't have to worry about it. If you're using Podman, you have to put the KRI, and all that type of stuff. Yeah, /dev. I'll show you how to do all that stuff, so don't worry. I'll show you how to do all that stuff. Yeah, so as I said, you can use Python, and then obviously just start Python. Just start Python here, and everything will be good to go. Okay, so let's look at this table before we actually get started. Taking a look at ComfyUI. If you don't know what ComfyUI is, I'll explain it. So now one of the problems with ComfyUI It's not just ComfyUI. I'm not picking up on ComfyUI. There's others. Hey, I use stable-diffusion.cpp, and I also use llama.cpp. And llama.cpp, because I use Vulkan, they have updates, several updates per day, and I do download them. So what I'm saying is that some people complain that ComfyUI updates too often. Trust me, that is nothing compared to like I said, llama.cpp. If you think ComfyUI updates a lot, let me just show you here. Let me show you llama.cpp. It has nothing on llama.cpp. If you go to llama.cpp releases, just today, by the way, you see this? 3 hours ago, 7 hours ago, and this is most likely because we just came from the weekend. But you see, yeah, 9 hours ago, 12 hours ago, and 13 hours ago. So you get the point. I said, like, if you think that ComfyUI updates a lot, I use llama.cpp, and I always have the latest version. So I have a script which gets the latest version. So what I'm trying to say is that that's not the issue. Them having multiple updates is not the issue. Okay, so the system risk when you have a bare metal install is you have high dependency conflicts. If you're in a container, you have zero host contamination. So that's a good thing. GPU access, obviously, if you're bare metal, you have direct driver installation. In a Distrobox container, you have to device pass through via Podman. The VRAM, obviously, bare metal, you have the full 32 gigs. On my GPU is the AMD Instinct MI60. In Distrobox container, you also have the full 32 gigs available based on the pass-through. Rollback, yeah, if something goes wrong on your bare metal, you're gonna have hours of manual cleanup. This is very accurate. Distrobox, you just remove the container. And that's it. Your system is not marked up with all this stuff. Or another thing that I didn't put here is that because it's isolated, you can obviously, if there's a version you like, you can just stay there. You can maybe create another container to update as well. So those are the type of things that Distrobox is really made. I talk about Distrobox because it's really easy, but I'm saying you can do the same thing with just Podman itself or Docker itself, but they're yeah, it's a headache. It's a headache. It's very finicky. Well, Distrobox just makes things easy. Multiple project support. Obviously, you on a bare metal you can have multiple virtual environments. But I don't like that because it is not a bad idea. What I'm saying is that unless you're doing something like I did before, where you have the system-wide packages, there's no way to share stuff, right? Well, the distro box, it's meant of its Podman or containers, they're meant to be isolated. So, for example, as I said before, maybe I could have one distro box or one container is running, say, ROCm 6.3, another one 6.4, one is running 7, one is running 7.1, 7.2, and whatever. I think this year, AMD wants to have like up to ROCm 7.8 or 7.9, so it's crazy. So we could have separate one and you can pick which one works in one day or whatever. So ROCm integration, obviously a bare metal, you have host-wide driver changes. In the distro box, you have isolated. I just explained that. Okay, so I think this is a perfect place to stop. And as I said before, excuse me. My book is available on Amazon. So the link is here in the article. The link is in the description. I think I don't know if I added it to the, I'm not sure if I added it to the, let me actually check. I don't know if I added it to the description. I hope I did. I think I did. I did remember, did I add it to the description? Oops, I put it in the short. I think I did. I believe it's in the description. If it's not, there's a QR code here. I made it bigger so it should be easy to scan. It looks like I did add the link in the description to this book, the Sovereign Business, Modernizing Your Infrastructure with Podman Containers. Okay. Or you can also click it here. It's Sovereign Business. It's the same thing, or you can go to the books here and grab it there. All right, so let's go to What should we go to here first? Let's go to ComfyUI. Here's ComfyUI at comfyui.org. I don't know why I didn't copy this. I didn't copy this URL for some reason. There's ComfyUI and run your first workflow and if desktop, cloud, etc. Where's the GitHub? Resources, GitHub, here we go. So on the GitHub page. So the GitHub is simply ComfyUI, sorry, github.com comfy-org/ComfyUI. Okay, so yeah, this is the one you can see that their last release was 4 days ago. So as I was saying is that if you think ComfyUI updates a lot, it has nothing on on lambda.cpp. Okay, so that's quite a lot of yeah. And if you don't know what ComfyUI is, I'll just read a very short bulb. It says ComfyUI is an AI creation engine for visual professionals who demand control over every model, every parameter, and every output. Its powerful and modular graph interface empowers creatives to generate images, videos, 3D models, audio, and more. So now, one of the things that helped me about it, it is cross-platform, as you can see here. It's available in Windows, Linux, and Mac OS locally via our desktop application, our portable install, or on our cloud. So I'm going to install it locally. I'm not going to use their, I guess you can call it a desktop application, I guess so, but I'm saying it's not like, I think Windows, they have something where it's literally just you click and it runs. We'll take a look at that. So they also have API nodes provide access to the best closed models, that means proprietary, such as Nano, Banana, CDance, V1, 3D, etc., and much, much more. So to get started here, you see there's a desktop application. Yeah, I was right about the desktop application. The desktop application is only available for Windows and Mac OS. Windows, you also have a portable package. And then there's a manual install. That's how we're gonna, that's obviously more cross-platform. Supports what in the world? Whoa, what is it for? Wow, I just looked and now it says YouTube, it's poor. Oh my goodness, I haven't had a poor thing since I don't know where that came from. Okay, hopefully it's so it's the GPU is NVIDIA, AMD, Intel, Apple Silicon, and Ascend. I don't know what Ascend is. I've never even heard of that one. Maybe it's a mobile one or something. I don't know. Anyways, this guy is also taking me off. Give me a second. The phone is not charging. Must be because it was cold today. I don't know. Okay, so this is basically what we're going to do, and you see there's a lot of models. Now because I deleted ComfyUI, I think I'll just grab a small model. I might just do like one of the SD models, one of them with turbo or something. Or I might just do I might do a symlink. It still says YouTube is poor. Even my face is moving super slow. Oh, that is weird. That is super weird. Wow, that is super weird. Okay, so what else do we need here? Oh yeah, Podman, this is Distrobox. Yeah, so Distrobox is, you can get it from distrobox.it, and it's in the, as you can tell here, it comes, it's, what is it here? Oh, it's also open source. Sorry, I forgot about to tell you about what license does, yeah, so ComfyUI is licensed under the general public license 3.0. I did a review of this one and I also did a write-up, so you can either go to jambo.com or anywhere. Oh, but YouTube now is back to excellent. Okay, so that's good. And what else here? So Distrobox is also licensed, same license. Trust me, I didn't even check the licenses when I decided to use it. I didn't realize it's also a GNU public license 3.0. I think that usually means 3.0 and above. So as you can see here, you can install any operating system, and that's what we're going to do. Do they have a GitHub as well? So you can see here how to do updates and etc. etc. Podman, Waydroid. So mine's gonna be simple because I'm now using SXC. I'm not using Wayland, so I shouldn't have any issues. I didn't have any issues when I was running GNOME as well. So you can see all the commands here to run it. Where is there a Git? Oh, it should probably be up here. Is there a GitHub? Yeah, they do have a GitHub. So let's go to the GitHub page here. So this one is also, it's also well maintained. Obviously, it's not as big a project as llama.cpp or ComfyUI, but it is supported. Put their GitHub page there. Is there anything else we need? From ComfyUI on Hugging Face, they do have a place where you can download the models, so we can check that out. But I said I'm probably going to grab one of the small models, so I'm not going to bother too much with, we'll probably do that. All right, so let's get started here. So there's two ways to install ComfyUI. Where was that manual thing again? The manual install. So you see the manual install, they're saying that Python 3.4 works, but some custom nodes might have issues. Honestly, I didn't have any, I never ran into any issues, maybe because I don't use that many custom nodes. I never had any issues with custom nodes. The only issues I had with custom nodes are if they were really out of date, meaning that ComfyUI had updated and you have to do that. So just to let you guys know, if you notice when I talked about the GPUs, ComfyUI does not support Vulkan. Now, it's not entirely their fault, it's because PyTorch doesn't support Vulkan. So I see a lot of people and they're asking for ComfyUI to support Vulkan. They do not. Now, there's a way they can support Vulkan if they supported GigUp's, because right now if you want to use GigUp's or GigUp's, you have to use custom nodes, meaning that it's not officially supported by ComfyUI team. And I don't blame them, obviously, for that. But I'm saying is that whoever came up with the custom nodes and whatever, that was pretty smart. But yeah, they do not support that. Obviously, it's a Python application, so they support Python. Python is first class. And so if you want to run stuff without Python, you can use stable-diffusion.cpp. And I think my last live stream, was about using stable-diffusion.cpp, so that's what you can use. But this is about ComfyUI. So you see AMD users can use ROCm and PyTorch with pip, but you don't have to, if you don't have it already installed, this is a command to install it. So you can use pip to install PyTorch and etc. So it will use this one. If you want to use the nightly, you can use this one. You can use this one. So one of the reasons, as I said before, I was using the system-wide packages because when you install this one, I think this one is at 20 gigs. Yeah, you hear me right? 20 gigs. So, but with Fedora, it's like 7 gigs. Oh, sorry, it's 10 gigs, right? I'm talking about the ROCm. Okay, so that's obviously much faster to use the Fedora repos. And what's the other one? You know what? Let's actually So experimental AMD GPUs, RDNA 3, 4, 5. So yeah, I don't have those. So yeah, I'm not gonna do. I don't have any of those GPUs. Obviously, if NVIDIA is a first-class citizen, so that's usually easy to do. So let me show you the different ways to install this, and let's get started. So I'm gonna drop to the command line. Yes, I know you guys don't like the command line, but this was actually requested by, as I said, one of my viewers, and that viewer actually watched the rest of the video of another night stream, and they were able to figure it out themselves. So I'm gonna make this big here, and so if you notice, I have an AI partition here. If you notice, there's no ComfyUI because I said I deleted it. I'm gonna make this smaller. That should be perfect. Now, if I put df space -h, if you see this one here, I have 91 gigs of available. So that's enough for ComfyUI. Because I said I did a whole bunch of models, and I moved the chat models onto my data drive. So that's why the data drive is small enough. So this also gave me way more space. Okay, so enough jabber. Let's actually get started here. So first thing we're going to do is install Distrobox. So I'm going to be doing multiple things at the same time, because if I just do one and wait, it's going to take a while. So I'm going to do sudo dnf install Distrobox. I think I already have it. I might already have it. See, I'm on Fedora 44, just to prove to you guys. And you see, I do have the corporate repo for llama.cv. Yes, I already have Distrobox installed. So I believe if I do Podman images, I think I already have, yes, I do. I thought I had Fedora 43? I thought I had Fedora Rawhide. Interesting. Oh, I deleted Fedora Rawhide. Ah, shoot. So I have this one. I'm wondering what I'm using this one for. That's Fedora 43. Have I had this for a very long time? Wow, what do I have Fedora 43 for? Oh, that's because I think this is the one I used to install ROCm, and it doesn't matter. So we're gonna get Fedora Rawhide, and I'm gonna call it Fedora ROCm 72, so it'll be easy for me to delete. Okay, so I'm gonna do a one-liner. Let me clear this. Let me clean this up so you guys don't see all that stuff. Clear this. I'm gonna do a one line out. Don't worry, I'm gonna explain. So I'm gonna create a basically a distro box called Fedora. Sorry, I'm gonna use Fedora Rawhide. I think it's about 400 megabytes. And then I'm gonna get Fedora ROCm 72 additional flags. So this is what I was trying to tell you. So the device slash dev slash KFD, then the device slash dev DRI. So that gets the GPU and hardware in Distrobox. Now, surprising enough, this is supposed to work with Podman as well, but I couldn't get it to work with Podman. So you see, it says Fedora Rawhide has not been found. You want to pull the image? Yes. I don't have Fedora Rawhide. So it's going to pull Fedora from the Fedora project. I thought they were going to move to another registry. I guess this one is still keeping it around. So you see, it grabbed it very fast, and then it's going to install. It's going to create Fedora. That's why I said like it's going to take a while to do this. So while it's doing, oh, it's already done. This is the part that's going to take a while. So I'll just copy this and I paste it here. I wish I took better notes last time, because those notes are still what do you call it? those notes are still. I didn't, when I did that night stream, I did not take. I mean, I didn't write an article, so most of this stuff is from memory. Hopefully that it should work because I think it's just another container. So this is the part that's going to take a while. So while that's running, I've already proven that I'm running Fedora 44. So this rawhide is Fedora, what Fedora 45 will be. Now let's go back to the website. Yeah, this is going to take a little while. Here. So if I type in Fedora sig, yeah, that's what I want. I want to explain some stuff to you guys. So you can follow the instructions here. Actually, you know what? I should actually copy this link as well because this will probably become in handy in the future as well. So this is a page about Fedora's, I guess this means it's a working group, but this is the, what do you call it? I think it means, I think, yeah, oh, there we go. Heterogeneous Computing Special Interest Group. So SIG stands for Special Interest Group. HC stands for Heterogeneous Computing. That basically means, you know, what do you call it? I don't want to say AI, but yeah, basically anything to do basically with AI stuff. So for example, AMD's ROCm, because it's open source, so they obviously they don't have the CUDA and stuff like that, but AMD's stuff is open source. So they show you how to install it. I have never had to do this, but some people claim they have to do this. I know you have to do this if you get the drivers from AMD. I've never had to do this. Am I sure about that? No, that's not true. I think I had to do it one time in Fedora 42. I think I had to do that. But these days, you no longer have to do that because my system did crash. I had to reinstall it. I never had to do that. So now I'll see if I have to do this in the distro box. If I do, I can come back here to make sure that to do that. Then if for some of the things, if you're compiling, for example, like stable-diffusion.cpp, you need to install the ROCm dev because you're going to be compiling stuff all the time if you don't want to get the binaries. What else is here? The AMD GPU driver installation driver is not required. Yeah. ROCm. I think this is the old AMD GPU driver, if I'm correct. I think now, maybe, no, wait, am I thinking about Vulkan now? I'm not sure, maybe I'm confused. Anywho, the ROCm info, and then you can also see OpenCL. OpenCL is, at least for my GPU, it had a lot of issues. AMD was dragging their feet, to be honest, to fix them. So unfortunately, Blender should still be using this, but they removed it because of AMD. So that's unfortunate. And you can see here, Fedora releases 44, that's what I'm on, 43 and 42. And what is it, Baldy? That's okay, that's RE. Red Hat Linux. So Fedora Rawhide, if you don't know what that is, that's where the development happens in the main Rawhide branch of a project. Okay, so Fedora 45, that's basically what Rawhide is right now. That's where Fedora, no, for the next Fedora version is going to be cut off. I believe it's going to be in August, so roughly just over a month from now. So if you see here, 906, that's the AMD Instinct MI60. So Fedora will support it. Right now, this comes with ROCm 7.2, and I'll prove that to you in a few minutes. Limited GPU support, obviously for this particular package. And that was also 44 and whatever. So we'll go down here. We can take a look. I forgot to mention that OpenSUSE and where is that note where they say, yeah, here we go, OpenSUSE. OpenSUSE SUSE Fedora shares the ROCm package with open source. Here's the open source link. Okay, and Intel incomplete take me. Yeah, and Blender. So one thing I dislike is when I install Blender, it pulls in ROCm. I guess it's okay because I said I need it. I do use it with stable-diffusion, but honestly, actually, I found out today that stable-diffusion had came up with a bunch of fixes for Vulkan. Hopefully, some of them work for me as well. So if we go here just today, go to releases, it's another package that also has a bunch of updates. You see this one, avoid writable map, that's number one. You see support, that's number one. Refactor, what's the Vulkan fixes? Oh wow, a lot of fixes. Yeah, so it does support Bugu. Yeah, here we go. See, workaround for Anima with Vulkan and workaround for Ernie. I think they need another one for Z image turbo as well. Yeah, so as you can see, so this is what I use. This one has no Python, it's just C++. Okay, so what else do I want to show you guys? Oh, I already showed you this. So let's see if our friend here is finished. Okay, it's finished. The reason you see this is because I have a whole bunch of aliases and bash scripting. So I guess they're parser because they use, I think they use Perl. It doesn't understand that. So this is not an error. This is, I said that because I have a lot of bash aliases. So we're here. Now this is so ROCm doesn't exist yet. So I'm gonna install ROCm here. So it's very simple. All I have to do is type sudo dnf install ROCm if you want ROCm 7.2. So if we check it out here, you see oh, I see. You see, where can I speak? You see the ROCm versions. You see it's 7.2, 7.2.1, 7.22. Basically, it's 7.2. I'm just going to prove it to you. And if I go scroll all the way down here, you see it says that what is it? It says it says it's going to download 3 gigs worth of stuff. When it's finished, it's going to actually be obviously after compressing installing, it's going to be 11 gigs. Now I said, oh, you said it was 10 gigs. Well, it's because remember this is a new system, so it has nothing. So you see, it's still installing things like this Intel. Blah, blah. You can also do a micro. If I don't want to install all of this stuff, like let's be honest, I'm not going to be using like lib vorbis whatever. I can also do a micro. There's something called micro DNF. So if I install that one, it's not going to install all this extra stuff that I do not need. So you can see here ROCm 7.2.06 or whatever. So let me explain to you what I mean. So instead of using DNF, if I press no, if I say micro DNF install ROCm. Oh, I forgot to put sudo. Sorry. So, oh, this one also still installs. I guess it has to really install, but so it will also install all this stuff as well. But anywho, so you see here, I just saw migraph X. The problem, I'm not going to do this because I said this package and no, mi open is fine. This package doesn't it doesn't come with the what do you call it? It doesn't come with the that's what I'm looking for. It doesn't come with the GPU. It's only for the CPU. So this is perfectly fine, as you can see. So this is one way you can install it. But I do need Python. So I'm going to install Python instead. So I'll just say Python. You can install any. Wait, sorry, what am I doing? DNF install. I think Python might already be installed, but we'll just install it new. You need to install Python. One of the annoying things about about Fedora is that it doesn't, when you install Python, surprisingly, it doesn't come, I guess they split the package. You have to install Python, and then you have to install Python pip. I think it's Python pip. Yeah, again, I forgot sudo. I apologize. Yeah, so you see Python is already installed, but you need to install Python pip. And what version of, yeah, oh, sorry, I made a mistake. It looks like, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize this, that it looks like Python 3.15 is already installed. Wow, okay. So this is actually going to be interesting. Python version, is it two? I guess it's two hyphens. Holy moly! So Fedora, for whatever's gonna be for. So basically, Fedora 45 is gonna come with Python 3.15. I am super curious because that one is gonna be pretty interesting. I'm 100% sure that that is not going to work. I'm 100% sure of that. So I'm not even gonna bother. However, you can install a different version of Python, and now let me show you how you can install that. So if we, all you have to do is just say DNF search Python, is it Python 3? So if you do that, you see you can still install Python 3.9. You can install obviously Python 3.15. We don't want to do that one. I know Python 3.14 works. I'm going to install an older version. So let's install 3.12 because that one is a long-term support release. I think 3.14 is supposed to be one as well. So let's install that one itself. So I'm going to say DNF, sudo, 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 sudo DNF install Python 3.19 and Python 3.19 pip. Oh, I forgot I spelled that one wrong. Oh, no, not 3.19. I said 3.12. 3.12 and 3.12. Ah, does 3.12 come with the pip already? Oh, I think, oh, you know what? I think it's pip. I think pip is just some type of, okay, oh, come on. How far is this thing? Okay, that's too low, too far. Okay, I'll just say Python 3 pip. Okay, so it says pip. Oh, I guess pip, Python 3 pip is already installed. So I guess that one is not tied to a specific Python version. So I'm going to install Python 12 here. 3.112, sorry, I meant. So that's how you install it. And then you can simply just run everything. Oh, what the? Okay, I got confused here. Did you guys see something weird? So here, Python 3.112, it says Fedora 45. And this libs is Fedora 45. but this lib2 is from Fedora 44. That's why I got confused. I'm like, what? Why is it installed Fedora 44? So that's one of the problems when you use Distrobox, is that you have to be careful what versions you do have. Yeah, so I'm saying it's obviously it's fast moving, and so anywho, so there we go. Now let's actually get started here. So now we're gonna stay here, don't worry. The other thing we need to do is I need to go to the mount folder here. So I'll say cd/mount/AI, and I'm going to do a git. I'm gonna do a git clone from ComfyUI. And I've shown you guys several times. I did these tutorials last year, in case you forgot. Whenever you do cloning things, unless you're going to be developing, always use depth1, right? So depth1 means you just get the topmost, basically the latest release. The reason you want to do that is especially if you're limited in space, you don't want to get the entire history. As I've explained before, for example, imagine if you're getting NetBeans. NetBeans has been around since I think 1999. Do you want to get the history all the way back from then? Right? It doesn't make sense. So you want to get the topmost, so use a depth1. Unless you're going to be a contributor, maybe you're fixing a bug or something, then of course you want to look back, that's perfectly fine. So I'm doing a git clone. Oh, I don't have git installed here. Okay, that's perfectly fine. So I have to do sudo dnf install git. Why did I not install git? Okay, so that's git. See, it's all Perl stuff. I should have done a micro. This is where micro DNF comes in really handy. It's a lot of Perl packages. Okay, so now git should work. There we go. So if you see this, it's how big is this thing? It's 11.2 megabytes. I can guarantee you, if I didn't do that, it would have been much bigger than that. Of course, you can also grab the zip file. So this is basically the same thing like downloading the zip file. The zip file is not going to have the entire history. It's just going to have the basically the latest version at the time. So here we go. Now it should have created a folder called ComfyUI for us. You see, it did create a folder called ComfyUI. It's also here in the you see here. Oh, this phone is not charging, it's ticking me off. So just give me a second. Whenever it's cold, it doesn't want to charge. Might have to switch on the space heater. All right. So yeah, so the ComfyUI, just cd into ComfyUI. Okay. Now, ComfyUI has a whole bunch of stuff here. You're supposed to put your models here, and let me actually put here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. This is the ComfyUI folder. Has a whole bunch of stuff. The one we're most interested in is the requirements. So let me open up this with Guinea and show it to you guys. Yeah, so you see it needs all these packages here. Now because I'm running what am I running? Yeah, so now be careful because it's going to try to get the latest versions of all these packages. So I don't want to run for example all this torch stuff. I want to run a very specific one for my for my particular GPU because it's no longer officially supported, and non-essential. So this is perfectly fine. I don't see an issue here. So we can, yeah, so all this is perfectly fine. This is very basic stuff. So this one here, I believe this one only supports NVIDIA drivers, but since this is a quick tutorial, yeah, this is perfectly fine. So I'll leave that as is. Okay, you can also look at the README, but yeah, well, I'm not too interested in that. Okay, so if you want to do an update, an update is pretty easy. All you have to do is type git space pull. I'm already up to date because I literally got this just a few minutes ago. So then we need to create a virtual environment. So if I use Python, it's going to use Python 3.15. We do not want that because I can pretty much guarantee you that is not going to work. If you notice in Fedora, it says it had a B, so that means that it's not stable yet. I believe that's better, or if you are British, what do you call beta? Right? So 3.12. So if you want to use a specific Python version, I put 3.12. Otherwise, if I just put Python 3 or Python, it's going to use Python 3.15. Remember, I'm inside the Distrobox. It says ROCm 7. Whatever here. So 3.12 and then -m. Then I put VNE, VNE, VNV, and for virtual environment, then I'll just whatever name you want. So this one I'm going to make it a hidden file .vne. Now, if I wanted to use the drivers, which are if I install the ROCm there 7.2, I could do that. And if otherwise, I would have to install PyTorch and all that type of stuff using why can't I speak? Using system-wide packages. That's what I meant to say, system-wide package. So I'm not going to use system-wide packages. So it's created a hidden folder. I'll show you what that hidden folder is. The hidden folder, you can't see it here because it's a hidden folder. So all I need to do is Control H, and you should see .vne somewhere here. Where is it? Wait, it did create a hidden folder. Where is it? Why can I see it? Where does it put hidden folders? Is it at the top? Oh, here it is. .vne. So this is basically it there, so you don't need to worry about that. Yeah, put it here. Next, what else do you need to do here? Oh, yeah, use source. Now, some people will say you should use, I think it's called Conda. Conda is just a wrapper. It does the same thing. The problem I don't like about Conda is I notice it caches things. So remember I said I also have limited space, so I clearly don't want things like that. Although my space looks like a lot, you just download 2-3 models, especially with the text encoders, VAEs, and it's like I'll be crying again. So .vne /bin/activate. So now you can see here, I'm now using the virtual environment. So with the virtual environment, all you have to do is the instructions for ComfyUI, they'll just tell you to run pip install -r requirements.txt. However, if you want to be very specific, I could probably run that myself right now, and it will probably pick up everything. However, I noticed that especially with what's the name of that thing called, the ComfyUI manager, it pulls in a lot of NVIDIA stuff. So I do not want that. So I'm gonna be very specific. So now I can install any type of ROCm I want, and I'll show you how to do that. So I'm gonna install Torch, Torch Vision, Torch Audio, and you can put I'll show you how to get this and exactly what version. So remember we have Python 3.12. So I can install, for example, ROCm 7.3. I can put 7.1, 6.4. I'm going to install, what version should I install here? Now, if you install 7.2, you just need to put the tensor files there. It's really simple to do. You know, in fact, I'm going to install 7.2. I'm going to install 7.2. So this is going to take a while. It's gonna take a while. You see, it's 6.2 gigs, but this is not it. There's a whole bunch of. This is just a torch. There's obviously torch vision. Sorry, yeah, and torch audio. So it's actually much bigger than this. And although that looks really small, it's actually bigger than that. Trust me. So so what you do is, if you look at the URL, we go to it's download torch pytorch.org. I'm going to go to here. If you go to pytorch, let's spell it right. It is called torch. But there we go, .org. Now, where is the downloads? PyTorch projects, PyTorch. Yeah, this is the only one. Oh, community. What's the download page? Yeah, I see. There's a CUDA stuff. There's ROCm 7.2. This is the latest stable stuff. Obviously, they do support more browse projects. Can I just click here, browse? Okay, so you can find their downloads. I think AMD also has this. Oh, you know what? Oh, yeah, it's just annoying me. And let me just go to downloads. Is it downloads or download? Let me look at it. Oh, it's download, not download, not downloads. There we go. It says access denied. I think because I did not specify the wheel. No. Flash rock Okay. I can't find it here, but I know AMD also has them. AMD PyTorch versions. Um, hmm. Oh yeah, ROCm get current list of okay whatever issues. I think AMD. Oh man, I can't remember where I got those URL. There was a URL where you could see what versions of. Oh, what is that website which has the? There's a website which has all the PyTorch downloads. What do you call browse? Browse by PyTorch open packages. Super for all. Um, I can't remember what it was. I think it was AMD, which AMD had their own, so you could tell if it had been compiled. I can't remember. Um, okay, here let me actually try Google. So let's see here. Torch. Repo, something like that. I can't remember. PyTorch. Was it GitHub? No, it wasn't. I'm 100% sure it was not. Yeah, I'm 100% sure it was not. Yeah, it wasn't GitHub. It was. I know it was AMD. Rock releases. Oh, I think it was AMD. AMD was listing those. I think they have an FT. I think they had an FTP server. I can't find it right now. But anyways, so this is the problem I dislike with all this AI nonsense. Let's see if our guy is finished yet. Ooh, this quarter exceeded. So this is what I was trying to say. So if the NIFT was 3.5, this is only 6 gigs, by the way, right? Why does it say I have way more than 6 gigs? I'm 100% sure I have way more than 6 gigs. I have 90 gigs. Why is it limited to that little space? Okay, so I don't know if that's a bug. I don't know where it's putting this. Is it putting it in the... Yeah, so this is another reason I dislike, I wonder if it's putting it in the swap file. Let's read what it's saying. Temp file, cache control. Okay, this looks like it's a problem with Python. It's not a... Okay, so this is a problem with Python. So let's install a different version of Python, because yeah, that is definitely an issue with Python. That has nothing to do. So all you have to do is just deactivate, and we can just delete that rf.env, and then we can just say sudo dnf remove Python, what is it, Python 3.12. Yes. Okay, so now I'm going to sudo dnf install, what is it, Python 3.14. Okay, so this is much better. Everything it's installing. I think the problem with this one was because it had a whole bunch of stuff that was for Fedora 44. So maybe that's where the conflict came from. This one is, everything is Fedora 45. That's rawhide. So this one should be fine. So I'll just say Python 3.15. Oops, not 5.5. That's way too in the future. -m v v dot vn. Okay, then source v bins activate. Right, so let's reinstall what do you call it? So we're gonna install ROCm. What did I say? I already forgot now. What version of ROCm I'm gonna install? Okay, I'll just install 7.2 because that's what we're supposed to be installing, 7.2. If this doesn't work, oh, oops, should be ROCm 7.2. What? There's no ROCm 7.2? Cannot find a version. Oh, there's no 7.2 that satisfies the requirement PyTorch from version none. Wow, I am. Let's try 7.1 there. You've got to be kidding. Let me look at my notes. I might have something from. I know AMD has this. This is what drives me crazy. I know AMD does it because I've done this before. I did this in a previous tutorial. I believe it was from. Yeah, because I don't care about ComfyUI anymore. Let's see here. Oh man, you know what? I think I'm gonna just use the system-wide packages. I think that might be easier because this is not too happy with this. I'm gonna see if I have. I believe it was from AMD, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, I can't find it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install this system wide, and let's see here. The only thing is what version of this is this is going to be like a weird it's going to be a weird system if I actually do it this way. Just give me a second, guys. Okay, I should really do Python 3.14. Let me see here. You know what? We should do the system wide. Won't get everything. I think that should be fine. Okay, so I'm going to, okay, you know what? I'm going to install it system wide. What if I can do, you know what? I would like to, you know what? I'm going to, you know what? I'm actually going to get rid of this. This is going to be super weird. I'm going to see if it actually does work. Python 3.15 and ComfyUI. Let's find out. If it doesn't work, don't worry. I'll install it locally as well. So first I'll just remove this VNE. We don't need that. And first I'm gonna sudo dnf install Python 3.14. Oh, sudo remove. Okay, it's done. All right, so I'm gonna use Python 3.15. So I'll show you how to do system wide. That's insane on my part, but hey, why not? All right, so I'm gonna install a whole bunch of stuff that's actually needed. The most basic stuff that is needed. So nothing provides Python API 3.14 is needed. Okay, so looks like I do need Python 3.14. So you know what? I'm going to install Python 3.14, even though I just removed it. DNF install Python 3.14. Even though I just removed it. Okay. Next. Why? Okay, so I'm not going to waste too much time on this because there's a lot of stuff that's broken in looks like not Distrobox. It's not Distrobox. Rawhide is, things are moving to Python 3.5, so it's done. So I'm going to just remove it. So I'm just going to exit out of here. And if you want to delete the Distrobox, you just put Distrobox. Was it Distrobox? Is it stop? Just put stop. Fedora ROCm 72. Yes. Oops, I meant Podman PS A. And I just need to delete this one. So we can just use Podman. Podman. What is it? How do you can also use, you know what? This is a perfect example to use Podman desktop. Okay, so you just go to containers. Containers, we have this ROCm 7.2 and just delete it. And we go to images. We have this Fedora. Which one was it? Fedora 43 Rawhide. So this one is the one I can delete that one. I don't need it. Perfect. All right, so that's it. If you look at my space, I think my space should still be fine. Yeah, 91 gig. So everything is perfectly the way it was. Now, we should still be, where am I? Okay, so I need to go to /mount/AI 45 at the first instance, but I'm going to stick to Fedora 44 for a while longer. The reason for that is very simple. It's because how does it say poor again? What is going on here? That's gotta be a YouTube thing. Nobody else is having these issues except for me at night. I don't know why. Is it because I'm downloading something? That is so weird. Near the whatever the satellite antenna, whatever you call it. Hopefully that should fix this. I don't know why it says poor. I never had this issue last year, and last year I had some like bamboo type weeds, very thick. It took me like most of the summer just to get it down. Not having this is just tallish grass, but yeah, these downloads are slow. Okay, I apologize. It says YouTube, it's poor connection. I don't know why it says poor because it just said it will start off with excellent. Now it just says poor. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, I'm not happy with that. Something is clearly wrong with the connection. So it's not a YouTube thing. I think there's something, yeah, because downloads are super slow for some reason. It's late at night. I'm going to, I mean, not that late, but I'm going to turn off the Okay, so I turned off the Wi-Fi calling. This faster, a little bit faster. Okay, that's good. Oh, no, it's back to excellent. So is it the phone? Is something running in the background maybe on the phone? I wonder if that was it. Something must have been running in the background. Okay, so you look, oh, back to poor. Okay, that didn't fix the issue. I really apologize if you're watching on YouTube and getting a poor connection. I don't know. Something's clearly wrong with the connection. Yikes. They're living and they're rapid. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, something is clearly. I don't think there are any snakes. They wouldn't expose themselves. So there's a lot of crows. Okay, so PyTorch has been installed. So next thing you do is very simple. It's just very simple. Pip install -r. Oops, what was I doing? Pip space install -r requirements dot text. So because I already installed the proper PyTorch, all that stuff, it's going to. Now, in case you're wondering why I didn't use raw, I could have done. So it's installing the front end, it's installing the back end, etc. So it's doing this way as well. I don't believe how slow that is. Wow. It's not quite dial-up speeds, but I'm very disappointed how slow that is. Actually, now that I think about it, when I've been trying to watch some YouTube videos, I've always had to click 2 or 3 times as well. Wondering if Google is testing something as well, like some ad blocking technology that's also showing that. I think it's also that stupid AI. But this has nothing to do with AI because I'm not using any AI here at all. Yeah, that is super slow. That's even slower than before. It was going at least at 8 or 10. Now it's 2.1 bits per second. Yeah, that is slow. And SpaceX Starlink is actually increasing the price, I think, next month. In July, they're increasing the price. Well, I don't mind them increasing the price, but I'm saying is that if the service is getting worse, yeah, that is not worth it for me because I might even just go to. No, I don't think I will. What is that Canadian company? Xpronet? Actually, my cell phone company claims I can get high-speed internet here. I, I think they're smoking something because, as I said, I'm surrounded by farms and like maybe about a 8-minute drive from here. There's some rural. They have fiber. I don't think that would ever arrive here. Uh, so yeah, but the cell phone company, every time I log in to to pay my bill, they keep on trying to get me to. I might test it out. Maybe test out for like a month to see. I highly doubt it though, because the only cellular tower around here is about maybe like a 5-minute drive from here. I think it's a bell tower. So that's what I'm saying is I highly doubt they'll be able to get like high-speed internet where I am. So I don't know how long this is going to take. I think the biggest packages all installed right now, which are usually the PyTorch stuff. And then it's installing extra stuff, transformers and stuff. I don't think those are usually pretty small, especially if I had high-speed internet, it should have been finished a while back. Okay, there we go. It's finished. Okay, so that's actually not too bad. Despite, I apologize for the sluggishness. Oh, YouTube now says it's excellent. Okay. So when you finish with that, the simplest way to get started is you can also install other stuff like I can install Onyx Runtime and all that stuff, but I'm not gonna do it. So this was just for a viewer just to make sure I installed now if you just did the requirements and it pulled in, I'll show you some things you can do to prevent it from installing NVIDIA stuff. This is very handy if you have a non-NVIDIA GPU. One thing you can do is it's not just for ComfyUI, but it's also custom nodes. At the end, you can just put hyphen hyphen no depends. Okay. Or another one you can also say hyphen no build hyphen isolation. This will allow you to just install packages one by one. It's a little bit tedious, but I'll prevent pulling in all the because NVIDIA stuff can get really, really big as well. All right, so with that, then the easiest thing to do is simply just run Python main.py. Now, this shouldn't take too long. Hey, so this shouldn't take too long. Pay attention. So, okay, so yeah, by default, it goes to 127.0.0.1.818. So we're gonna grab this. And we can run this in a web browser. Now, the latest versions of ComfyUI, they have, what do you call it? They have, what do you call it? They might be using WebGL because they're kind of fancy. So I'm not going to use, what do you call it? I'm not going to use, what browser is that? LibreWolf. I'm going to use, man, what can I speak to? I'm going to use Chromium browser. Isn't that funny? As soon as I said like I might switch, the internet comes back and it's fast, fasting and doing what I want it to do. It's still being sluggish. Okay, so I'm just going to leave that a little bit so we can. Okay, so here we go. Paste that in there, and here's ComfyUI. Now, it has the image turbo. I guess that's because it must have saved. I think it saved my stuff. Is this my stuff? Do you remember my things? Let me see. It was, where does it save the stuff? Workflows? It's empty. So does it use now? I didn't realize it does this now. Okay, so you can also use Nodes 2.0. I found that one to be problematic. So if you want to use it, it's still not stable. So that's up to you if you want to use it. It says this. So it says 4 models are missing. So as I said before, I do have the image turbo. I'll use the book. I think I have. So let me see what I'm going to do here. Fun control. I'm not going to use this one. Yeah, I'm not going to use this one. Looks like this is the default. I'm going to pick a very small model. just to see if this still works, because I don't want to download stuff that is massive and doesn't work. So what I'll do is we'll go to the. I didn't realize they have apps. What's in the apps? Oh, you can build your own app. Templates. Let's go to templates. Let's go to image. And I haven't kept up with everything going on here. So I'm gonna pick a very tiny image, very tiny image. I think the smallest image is the lens image, although it's small. I think it uses a very big text encoder, VAE, one of them. Okay, this is annoying me. What is the most popular? Really? Stable audio. Okay, I'm gonna search. Let's go to image. I think it's SDX, XDXL Turbo, text to image. No, what's the smallest one? It's standard. Yeah, so this should work fine on the GPU. Which one should I grab? Simple or turbo? Let's pick turbo. And so this one is only one image. I think it's a 9 billion parameter model. Yeah, it's an F16, so that should work perfectly fine with this. So show missing model. I think this can download itself. Yeah, it's only 6 gigs. So if I click download, I think it downloads it for me. It puts it in the folder. So let's click that. Oh, it's gonna download the old-fashioned way. Seriously? Okay, this is gonna be too slow. So I'm gonna stop this. I'm gonna copy the URL. I kind of like this in a way because it won't, it's just a straight up download. I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller. So we have to go to models and we go to, I think it's checkpoints, and I'm gonna use a parallel download. -D here, and actually, you know what? I should actually put this somewhere else. I'll explain what all this does. Oops, forgot where. Hyphen O for output. There we go. So what this does is parallel download this. It's just ARIA2. I just made an alias. So -D means the folder. Obviously, the dot means this current folder, as you can see here. And then the output, that's the name, as you can see the name here. And then the URL is this Hugging Face. Did it finish downloading? Okay, there's no way to download that fast. I don't care if it's 1.1 meg. There's no way to download that model that quickly. So this is clearly an HTML file, and that's not what I wanted. It got it from Stability AI. Okay, so annoying. Okay, I'll just hit download. Yeah, I'm just lazy. I'll just let it download. It's gonna be slow. See how long this is gonna take. 5 minutes? Wow, that is slow. Yeah, that's slow. The internet is slow anyway, so I guess it doesn't matter. All right, so I'll let it do its thing. When it finishes, I will obviously put it here, and then we should be able to run this SSD. It's F16, so that's the highest. It's half precision. That should be the highest possible quality. I think it's fully trained at half precision anyway, so that's fine. Where are we now? So a gig left. Okay, at least a gig has been downloaded. 4 minutes left. Okay, I'll let it finish. I'll try to be less. I'll try to be patient. All right. So yeah. So if you want to install this, what's the other way? Using the what do you call? Using the system-wide. I don't recommend that one because I said Fedora especially once you want to use stuff like Triton and make graph X, yeah, Onyx or runtime, it's only for CPU, so that's going to drive you crazy. Yeah. Now I have ROCm 7.1 on Fedora 44. I could use that as well. You just put the tensor files back there, and that should be perfectly fine as well. See, one of the problems with so you can still run system wide, so it uses the system wide packages, for example, for the driver, ROCm and all that stuff, and then you can still install the other stuff using pip. But one of the problems with that is like if you're gonna do it that way, then all of a sudden you just go down this rabbit hole where you're installing PyTorch, you're installing this, and some stuff is missing. So yeah, just get the space and it's just better to install the packages in Python, the wheels, and then what do you call it? For example, if you wanted to install Python 7.2 or 7.1, you can do that as well. It does work. Oh, well, while this is running, we're 50% done yet? Oh, okay, it's over 50%, so we'll be done soon. Let me see if I can still pull up that system. What did I forget the ROCm. I know it's probably in one of my. I know AMD has it. Am I getting confused with Onyx Runtime? I might be getting confused with Onyx Runtime. There's like so many things going on at the same time, but yeah, that's it. Okay, so where are we here? Are we done yet? With 5 gigs. Okay, so we have about 1.4 gigs to go. It says about just under 2 minutes. Yeah, if the internet was, it would have been done by now. If the internet, I don't know what's wrong with it. Well, at least YouTube says excellent, so I'm guessing it upon charging. Okay, it's at 42%, so at least it's charging slowly. Okay, I'll let it go. Sometimes it's not good to do a fast charge. I don't really care about fast charging. It's just that I don't want the thing be plugged in for 2 hours and nothing is happening. Okay, so according to this, we have 20 seconds. if the internet stays stable, it should be. Oh, I just lost YouTube again. Nice. It's funny. The internet is quick again, and then it's still excellent. Okay, so all right, so that should be done. Now it says poor. Of course it is. Okay, so this is done. So I just open up in the folder there, and I'm just going to add it. Control X, and paste it in here. I should have used the move command instead. Oh, this might be a while. Yeah, I should have used the move command. So when you guys ask me why I use the command line, this is one of the reasons. I don't have to put up with slowness like this. All right, at least I was able to move it. Do I need this anymore? No, I don't. Okay, perfect. Now, all you have to do is hit refresh, or you can press Control R, and you should be able to find it. There we go. Now, let's look at the prompt. Beautiful landscape scenery, glass bottle with a galaxy inside, cute Phonetic Fox, no HDR sunset. Okay, whatever that means. Those are the settings. I'm just zooming in here. And if you want to look at the K sampler, oh, sorry, the sampler custom, there we go. Add noise, oh, because the turbo model, so the CFG is set to 1. The image can be 512 by 512, so I expect that to be very, very quick. What's the number of steps? It doesn't tell me the number of steps, but okay, so I'm just going to hit run. Fingers crossed it works. This is the first time I've run ComfyUI in like 2 months. It should be able to run this on the CPU or the GPU. So I don't, does ComfyUI run on CPU unless you get a custom node? We shall see. Okay, I don't hear the GPU going. Is it really using the CPU? Oh, let's look at the command line. Let's see what's going on. I think it's actually using the CPU. Why is this guy? Okay, what is going on here? Why is this here? Oh, I did. Okay, this was for download. Okay, where's the next one? Oh, terminal. Here we go. ComfyUI. There we go. So if we look here, you know what? I didn't even look at the. I didn't look at the top. I don't know if it's gonna use. I don't know what it's gonna use. If I don't see CUDA, okay, it says VRAM 32, total RAM 27, CUDA. Okay, so there we go. So it found the. It should use the GPU here, but I don't hear anything going on. What is going on here? So it's not gonna upcast it because the GPU does support floating point 16. Yeah. So this is the problem I've been having with ComfyUI. You see, it gets stuck at the beginning there. You see, it doesn't do anything. This is why I stopped using ComfyUI. You see, it's I'm not able to run. I'm not able to run anything. So I'm not crazy. See, this is why I stopped using ComfyUI. I'm not able to run this particular model. Not just this model. Any model. Yeah, see nothing. Yeah, so that's why I don't use ComfyUI anymore. It just doesn't work on my system anymore. I don't know what went wrong, but my viewer claims that he just watched my old video and it was working. This all used to work. And floating point 16 is perfectly supported on my GPU. So this is why, again, uh, I just can't use, oh, the H run says something is running. Yeah, this is connected properly. Yeah, so that's it. It's not working. Now you guys understand why, and you see nothing happen here. Now you guys understand why I've said this several times why I can't use ComfyUI. It literally does not work on my system. I don't know what happened. It just doesn't work anymore. And it was working like just over 2 months ago. I was using Z image one. Yeah, they just don't work anymore. So I'm gonna press Control C here. Oh, Control C I said. Stopping the server. So it doesn't work. It's completely useless. That's why I said I can't even file a bug because I don't know what the issue is. It just gets stuck at the loading, whether it's a clip. In this case, is a checkpoint. I just don't know what in the world is going on. So that's why I've said several times I can't use ComfyUI. So if you want to get rid of ComfyUI, it's very easy. It's pretty easy. Just deactivate. You don't know because I put the virtual what do you call it? I put the um, virtual environment inside here, so you can simply just you don't have to delete them. So you can just delete the folder because I'm going to delete ComfyUI again. So let's see how much space it took. Remember, I had 91 gigs, right? So you see, it's including that model, it took about 30 gigs. So the model is only, I think, 6 gigs. Yeah, 6.5 gigs. So I'm gonna move this model to my models folder, which I'm even gonna do a control. Nah, I'm not. I'm gonna use a command line. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to go here. I'm going to go to models and I'm going to go to diffusion models. I'm going to open up here, enter here. I'm going to use the move command and you see how fast it goes. Just like that. You see that? It's much faster than using the GUI and it's already here. Here it is, 6.5. And just to show you guys that I can actually get this model working without ComfyUI, I'm going to prove it to you guys. I'm going to okay. First of all, let me delete this ComfyUI folder. Where am I here? CD AI. I am in config. Okay, if I df -h. Okay, now you might be saying, hey, wait a minute, you had 91. Yeah, that's because the model I just downloaded is 6.5. I remember, so that makes sense. So I don't need this anymore. We do have two of them. Okay, I don't need that one. Come on, close. Okay. So I'm going to stay here. And if you go to Stable Diffusion, and I go to Docs, I think it's SD here. This one of them should work. Yeah, so just load the model, and I'll just put a lovely cat, and that should be perfectly fine. I don't need anything else, so I'll just do. Oh, you know what? I'll even use Vulkan. Let's see if Vulkan. I haven't upgraded Vulkan in a while, so let me see if Vulkan also works. I'll say what's the name of this model? Whatever. Then I'll say FNP. That's the prompt. A lovely cat. That's it. What is the output? I think it's -O, and I will say Vulkan dot webp. The default used to be 20 steps. I'm not sure how long this is going to take. Okay, the GPU is being used. Remember, this is all Vulkan. Let's see what's going on here. 20 steps is the, I don't know if that's too much, but okay, we'll see. Pretty fast one. Okay, so I don't know what the image look. Yeah, so that's the cat. So it looks like there's still some issues with the Vulkan. Now let's try ROCm. I'll run the same command. How long did this take? This took 34 seconds. That is pretty slow, honestly. So let's do this will be ROCm cut. ROCm. So there's no Python here. So try the ROCm and see. I think those steps are probably too much for, and you can see the, okay, so did the ROCm come out any better? Oops. Looks pretty much the same. So that's a Vulkan and that's the other one. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty much the same. So I'm going to leave this model because I think I'm able to do some interesting things with it. Remember, this is the full not the full, because it's distilled. So obviously you can change some of the sizes and other things here. CFG. I'll find out if it actually some other settings I might need to change some of the other settings, but I think I'm okay. That looks about right, honestly. Obviously it's a very, oh, here we go, Excel. This is the, did I get the turbo version or just the regular version? Yeah, I got the turbo version. I don't see an example here for the turbo. Yeah, I might fool around with the CFG scale and I think that might fix it. But yeah, that's it. So that's, as you can tell, that's why I don't use ComfyUI anymore. So I don't know what's wrong with ComfyUI. It just doesn't work anymore. I tried different things. It just doesn't work. So I don't bother. All right, so that's it, guys. That's the end of this tutorial. Let's finish this up and I'll let you guys go. So this ComfyUI Distrobox deployment in the live demonstration of the Solvent architecture workflow detailed in the Solvent business. Oh, what happened to my, hey, what happened to my, where did that go behind? That is weird. That's weird that I went behind. So that's a QR code if you want to get this, the solving business, modernizing your infrastructure with Podman containers. You can use this QR code or it just goes to the Amazon page. The book provides the complete strategic framework for escaping the bare metal trap, resolving the stability paradox, and achieving technical sovereignty through Podman, Distrobox, and immutable mindset. So my books, they're available on Amazon. The link in the description, or you can simply search for Edward Ojambo. If you're DIYer, I have woodworking plans at ojamboshop.com. So there's 3 categories: backyard structure, small living, and woodworking plans. At the end of this week, there will be at least 25 in all of the different categories, meaning that backyard structure of 25, small living of 25, and woodworking also of 25. These are the latest at the time of this recording. For example, this island deck, that's obviously a backyard structure. This 400 square feet bedroom barn cottage is clearly small living. And this woodworking plans is this outdoor bar height deck railing table. Okay, that's ojamboshop.com. I offer 2 types of services. If you need tutorials, for example, it could be for AI, help with your homework, or you don't know how to program, you can get online tutoring from me at ojambo.com/contact. And then if you need me to do the work, if you're not doing the work yourself, except for homework, you can contact me at ojamboservices.com, where I can help you with AI, automation, integration, e-commerce. E-commerce could be PCI compliance. Integration, it could be logistics, shipping, UPS, FedEx, USPS, Canada Post, etc. It could be payment processes, PayPal, Stripe, BitPay for cryptocurrency. It could be your local bank. It could be a credit union or anything else. I can integrate all of that. It could be a chat service. Get a free no obligation quote at ojamboservices.com today. Okay, and then I have some other recommended resources. Obviously, this entire stream was about a way to promote my book, The Sovereign Business. So that and the Recession Business Blueprint, which is another book. The recession, we're in recession right now. That's this part here of the economic cycle. I count a recession when it's going down and hasn't quite recovered yet, that 50% and below, it's a U-shaped. So as I've told people before, if you notice, the economy, when it's in a downturn, it actually stays down very for a while. When it goes up sharply. The problem, it doesn't stabilize for a while, is because the geniuses, as soon as the economy improves, it's up there, they work overtime to drop it down. You know why? Because they make more profits when everybody else is suffering. For normal people, we want, we don't want to see like people begging, people being on hard times. So we'd rather the economy is do, above the 50%, right? Should we give people a chance? But these clowns, their job is, oh, the economy is doing too well. We have to make sure that it doesn't do well. So basically, nobody except for the elites benefit. Anyway, that's the Recession Business Blueprint. That's under here, business books. I also have coding books such as the Blender Python API, lifestyle books, that's where the layoff-proof tech worker goes. And I have novelettes such as The Algorithmic Serpent, that's a psychological thriller. I do have a copy right here. You can pick it up on Amazon. This is the paperback version. It's by me, Edward Ojambo. All my books come in ebook formats as well. So if you have Kindle Unlimited on Amazon, you can read them for free or get them for free. I'm not sure how that works, but take advantage of that. And then here's my bio. I'm a software engineer. I'm also an author. You can explore my book page on Amazon. The link is also in the description. If you need support, or jamboservices.com, where you can benefit from my expertise. And if you do DIYer, I have free plans for backyard structure, small living, and woodworking plans at ojamboshop.com. Leave a comment either in the article or in everywhere I'm live streaming to right now. And then there's also several ways to contact me: ojamboservices.com/contact, ojamboshop.com/contact, and ojambo.com/contact. And follow me on Odyssey, Rumble, BitChute, YouTube, Kick, Twitch, and Discord. Okay, now I'm going to again implore you to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments. It really helps out the channel. Basically, what happens is the more you subscribe, the more this content gets pushed out to more viewers. Those viewers join this growing community. They post their tips and tricks, or they post requests, which I will personally review and I'll share with everyone. Everything here is shared. Nothing is under any type of paywall. For example, you see the viewer who inspired me to make this night stream just watched my videos, just the one video, and they were able to figure out how to install ComfyUI, and that's why I made this one as well. It's supposed to be an update, and I explained to you guys why ComfyUI doesn't work for me anymore. And here's a perfect example. This model is a very simple model, and it should work in ComfyUI, but it doesn't. Okay. All right, so I'm going to scroll up. I should also show you the outro. It's a perfect place to stop. So tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern, you can watch me. We're gonna use, I think it's called Claw Code. Open, is it Open Claw or something like that? Whatever the name is. Yeah, we're gonna review that one tomorrow. And then after that, we have something for the Raspberry Pi. You guys love the Raspberry Pi Zero W. So we're going to install OpenTDD, dedicated server on this. And then after that, we're going to upgrade my NetBeans from 29 to 30. Then after that, we're going to review another, this is one of those overlay tools. It's called GameScope. It was created by Valve, but you don't need Valve or you don't need Stream. It works, it's open source and it works everywhere. So we'll check that out. And then after that, we're going to compare enterprise GPUs versus consumer GPUs for LLMs, Stable Diffusion, and gaming. Just like today, you see that? So you do have options. So basically, the conclusion for today is, if one tool doesn't work, it's open source. The problem is I don't even know where the bug is, because you notice in the command line, it didn't output anything. So I can't even file a bug because I don't know what's going on, but I know something happened. You guys know I was doing a lot of ComfyUI stuff. I can't do that stuff anymore. And now I have to rely on stable-diffusion.cpp. So yeah, there we go. All right, so that's it, guys. Thanks again. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. Have a great night. See you tomorrow.